Hello, this video is the last step of this project. Up to now, we set up our VS Code, created SFDX project, connected to the org, and created two Lightning Web components. It's a time to get the information from Salesforce and display it in the UI. First thing, we need to get the list of accounts from Salesforce. What I want to do, I want to use controller. Mm, In this project, I already added account controller. Just I need to bring down to the project. What I need to do, I search for Apex classes. Okay, I open the classes. You see there's account controller. I click on that and bring it down to the project. Okay, it's added to the project. You see successful message. I will back open the classes and I see my account controller. Now check the code. In account controller, what I've done, firstly, I created account controller, and in the account controller, I added a method called get accounts name and ID. Okay, and because I don't want to pass anything, I want to get the list of all accounts name and ID. I didn't pass any value here, any input parameter. And inside, I done a select of ID and name from account. And because I wanted to just query the result based on the custom user access, I put with security enforced. Just if you don't add with security enforced, this anyone um, anyone call this method get all record of the system, no matter if their profile has the access to it or not. Okay, so that's why I add with security enforced. And because I want to use this method, this static method in my Lightning Web component, I add at Aura enable and I add cacheable true. Okay, let's move on creating Lightning Web Component. I right-clicked on LWC folder, create Lightning Web Component, and name it account name, account names. Okay, and now, firstly, I want to call my controller, call the static method over there to get the result. But so I want to import mm, get account name and ID. Yeah, you see, I just clicking tab. I just put import get. It's displayed me the name of available method. I select one and click on tab. It's already add everything. It's just if you see it's the background color is different from the rest of the code because we haven't used it yet. We just add the namespace before without using. Okay, but the thing is, I want to wire this method, so I need to add the wire here. And then the thing is, I want to uh, uh, this static method bring me the list of ID and name. ID, that's fine, but the other fields other than ID, we need to add it here. We need to say what is the field API name. I just put import. For example, I had a name field from at Salesforce.schema account dot name. Okay, and remember to add semicolon. Okay, and then I want to say what's the in the output file, what what is the label and the name of the columns in the table. Okay, I just want to use I um, constraint list of columns for that to make it easier. But what's what I see in the Salesforce recommendation, whenever we want to um, use constraint, it's better to um, make the name uppercase, okay? To make it different from the other kind of variable that we're creating in our JS files. So I put columns, and in here I add the list of all columns that this query returns, and I want to use it in my HTML code. The query we wrote is very simple. It just has just needs to put the name on it, okay? But sometimes we have name, surname, address, and so on, okay? So I say the first item label is account name, and the field name is the is here is the API name of the imported file. The field name is name field dot field API name, and the type is text. Okay, just because it's a simple name, we don't need to format. It's a simple text file. Okay, just put it here in the data table. It's displayed the name field as a text. Just to see what is complaining about. It just say there is a missing semicolon. Yeah, we just check where we missed that semicolon. Lightning name. Yeah, just if you click on again, it says missing semicolon, but see all the semicolon is there. So maybe there's a typo here. I click on here, I say it should be const, okay? And then the error got. That's it. Now, in here, I want to say call the method. What was the method name? get account name and ID. It didn't have any input variable, and put the result in the variable called accounts. You can name it anything, but I want to make it meaningful. That's why I put accounts or name field, because I wanted to be meaningful. I returned account name. I made it name field. That's why. So always select meaningful name. And you see, in other languages, when we call a method, if it doesn't have any input variable, we still put the parentheses. But here, we can leave it. That's it. And then, because I want to put the result in the table, in the table, we should tell it how many columns it has, what is the column label, and the field name and type is, which we already introduced here, but we want to pass it to that table. So I create the columns here, and I say it is using this constraint. That's it, and semicolon. Just in JavaScript, is very case sensitive. For example, if you are using uppercase here, make sure you're calling everywhere the same thing. You see, both these two variable, these two have the same character, but one of them is lowercase. The private one is the columns. This one is lowercase. This property is lowercase, and this constraint is uppercase. That's it. Okay, I just click on Shift Alt F to format it. Myself, I always try to format my code. Now I move to HTML file. I want to use Lightning data table to display result of the account list. Okay, I come here. I want to display everything in Lightning card. Lightning card, tab, close. Okay, and then just typing lightning. Yeah, data table came, tab, just the key field is ID, and then data comes from data and comes from accounts.data account, and column, sorry, what is the column's name? Yeah, columns, the same thing. Okay, yeah, just Shift Alt F, format the file. What is div doing? Yeah, there is extra div. Delete that. Now I check my XML file to make it available for my app page. Just you can copy paste from other components as well. I just want to, as I said before, I want to use in app page, but if you want to use it in home page or record page, just copy paste for your reference. Okay, that's it. Cool. Just right click, deploy source to work. Done. Click on the open org icon and then I'm going to my app. The app I created was called LWC Practice Project. And here, third step, edit the page. Cool. Account, account names here. And save and activate. Just back. You see, it doesn't display anything. It doesn't display columns name and value. So we should see what is wrong with lightning data table. I check my HTML and I see instead of accounts data, I put accounts. So I save and deploy it again. And then open the org again. Refresh the page. Yeah. Cannot read property of undefined data. Check what happened. I back here and I back here and check everything was fine with my JSON, with my JavaScript file. Then I went to HTML and I just check there was a misspelling. I fixed the um, typo for the accounts and then I deployed again. And now I back to my org and refresh the page and you see the list came this time. Yes. Okay, it's the end of the third step and it's the last step of this project.